Hey, Saiyans, this is Captain Yeet here for you, celebrating the fourth anniversary of Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So let's get into it. As you know me, I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan in the world. I do like the franchise a lot, but whenever a movie comes out or a video game comes out, I'm not gung ho to where I gotta see this day one or I gotta play this day one. I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks cool. I'll watch it or play it eventually. I'm not like the biggest guy in the world, but I do like Dragon Ball a lot. That's something that I don't anything. And I do know most of the basic knowledge, like with the Majin Buu saga, Cell saga, all the stuff that happens there. The stuff that happens with like Kid Goku, I don't really know anything way back there, but or the Saiyan saga, like I know the general information for all those sagas of Dragon Ball Z, but other than that, I just really mainly stayed on Super. That's me. I know the stuff that happens in Super for the most part. For the most part, you ask me a question, I may not know it. But with that being said, I remember when this movie was announced. I just finished watching not the first Dragon Ball movie, but I just finished watching Dragon Ball Super Broly. It took me a while to see Super Broly, which is funny because I was actually really interested in Super Broly. I was keeping up with the news cycle and everything, but it took me a while to see it. Eventually, when I was finally able to watch the movie, maybe like a week or two later, Superhero got announced, and I was really interested in it because number one, it did look kind of cool animation wise, and number two, the description of the movie being that it's going to be the main two characters this time around instead of Goku and Vegeta it's going to be Piccolo and Gohan. They have to protect the Earth from a world-ending threat instead of the main two characters, Goku and Vegeta. Like they have to step up. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. That's really cool. I really want to see how it's going to play out. And back on the animation style, I remember a few of my friends were kind of iffy on it, but the one friend I'm good friends with that's like a big Dragon Ball guy, he loves everything Dragon Ball. He hated it. I mean, every time there was a clip release, every time there was a trailer that came out, I would send it to him and I'll watch it. I did keep up with the news cycle a little bit with this movie. He hated it. He was like, man, this animation sucks and everything. I'm like, what? It looks really fluid and looks really nice to me. I mean, obviously we haven't seen the whole movie yet, but I mean, everything we're seeing, it looks good. I know it looks different from the regular style that Dragon Ball is usually in, but it looks nice, doesn't it? He said, no, no, this is disgusting, it's ugly. He just hated it. Now, 2 years ago, on my birthday, him and a few other of my friends came to my house. We went to my garage where we turned on a projector. We were watching movies and playing the game. And the first movie we watched was Superhero. He bought it on YouTube and we watched it. After we finished it, he did change his mind. He did say, "Oh, you know what? Actually, watching the movie and seeing it all the way out, it did look beautiful. I did like it. I just had to actually watch the movie." I was like, "Okay, that's good. He changed his mind, but still, it still looked the same from the trailers and stuff. I don't really. I mean, maybe it looked a little different from trailer to the final production of the movie. Maybe there was something a little iffy that he could see that I couldn't. But from what I saw, I thought it looked good. It looked really good up until I saw the movie. Like I said, he was just dogging on it. Some of my other friends, they said, it looks kind of wonky, but we'll see the movie to see. He just, he didn't change his mind until we finally saw the movie in general. But yeah, after watching this movie, I'm not saying this movie changed my perspective on respecting Gohan. I always respect him from back in the day. But after seeing that Beast Gohan and everything he was doing before that, I said, yo, Gohan was going crazy. Oh my goodness. I like Gohan a lot, man. I need Gohan the next Jump Force. I know I'm talking about superhero, but just a little side tangent really quickly. I was like, what? Whenever Jump Force got announced, and I saw a bunch of people's wish list, a bunch of people were begging for Gohan to be in Jump Force. And I was like, we don't really need Gohan. He's basically just a Goku. We got Goku. We don't really need Gohan. That's what I kept thinking. After seeing this, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind Gohan. I would not mind Gohan at all. Especially we get Beast Gohan. That would be super dope. I would love that Beast Gohan in a game. Oh, we got him in Sparking. And I like playing him in Sparking, but anyway, let's get back into actually talking about superheroes. Sorry for that little side tangent. So a superhero, like I was saying before, the main premise of this movie, besides from Dr. Hito and stuff, I'm gonna get into that, is Gohan and Piccolo stepping up to protect Earth. Now everybody else does help out too with Cellmax at the end of the movie, like Android 18, Krillin, Goten, and that was so cool to see him as a teenager and Trunks. They do help out too, but the main one was Gohan and Piccolo. Really mainly Piccolo. Gohan doesn't really come in until somewhat near the end of the movie. Piccolo was the one getting the information to figure out what's going on with the Gammas and Cellmax and Red Ribbon. He was the one going around, talking to Den. That's his name, Dende, right? Yeah, I don't know everything. I don't know everything Dragon Ball, but talking to Dende, getting the wish to make him buffer. So he was the main one running around and trying to figure out everything. So he's really the main character, but it's also Gohan too. It's kind of funny too because that's the description of the movie. Even Piccolo said that too, like what if something happens? And Gohan was like, I don't really need. I mean, nothing has happened in years, and if something does happen, we got my dad and Vegeta. We're cooling. I mean, like, yes, Goku and Vegeta are really powerful people. They can handle just about anything, but you shouldn't rely on them so much to where you're just nonchalant about anything could happen. And look at what happened. You know, they were off world. We couldn't contact them. I know it was a gag to why we couldn't hear I mean, not us couldn't hear, but why they couldn't hear the contact because the ice cream hole got stuck on Whis' thing. Was still, I thought that was hilarious. Like, come on now. The reason why they couldn't hear Whis' like phone call thingy go off was because the ice cream bowl on top. Okay, I guess so. But yeah, I did like this. I did like the aspect. That's what I meant to say of the movie a lot. Now, with the main villain and everything of the movie, I guess with Dr. Hito, he's the grandson of Dr. Jiro, the one that made 17 and 18, also Cell originally. It was really funny when I watched this movie for the first time. Like I said, I was with my friends. In the beginning of the movie, remember it was going over the recap of like, when Goku was a kid fighting the Red Ribbon Army at first. Then, Dr. Jiro made the androids. Like, it was going over basically all the android stuff and Red Ribbon. When it was going over that, when it specifically was like the Z fighters had to fight Cell, the ultimate life form or the ultimate android. Whenever Cell popped up on screen, one of my friends in the background, he was like behind me. He goes, "Whoa!" Like he started spazzing out. We all turned around like, "What is your problem?" He's not here in the room with us. Like you can chillax a little bit, man. You're good. You're good. He's not gonna pop out the screen. But Dr. Hito, he's the grandson of Dr. Jiro. When it sold the family tree, that really surprised me. I don't know if they're trying to say that this is canon, or maybe they're connecting, or that was supposed to be like a little Easter egg. Now I never finished Dragon Ball Fighter Z, the story mode. I played it a couple times, but I never actually finished the story mode. I started off. But when it saw the family tree, it said that Jiro had a wife, which was Android 21. I thought that was just an Android, right? Android 21. They made Android 13, well, like the actual kid before he became 13. 13 had a kid. They had two random parents, and then boom, had him. Well, after like the family kept going down, had Hito, and I was like, wait a second, what? So I thought Android 21 was just a random Android. Now, like I said, I never finished the game, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But yeah, I was a little confused. I was really confused with that one. I'll have to look into that because that really surprised me. So the guy that's running Red Ribbon Magenta wants to bring it back to his former glory from back in the day, and so he hires Hito to make some androids to beat Goku's group. He gives Hito the false information that Boma is part of an ego is part of an evil organization and that she's working with some aliens, Goku, Vegeta, and everybody else, to take over the world. And they show some video of whenever Trunks killed Mecha Frieza. And then I was like, I thought it was like public and common knowledge about Goku and his crew being aliens. And, I thought that was common knowledge, but Hito seems super surprised about this. So I guess it's not common knowledge. I thought it was. I thought it was. So I was like, he really believe in this? Because he sounded super smart. Cause like, I mean, he is super smart. He was able to make the androids and stuff, and they do mention that he's even smarter than Jiro, or Dr. Jiro. I say Jiro. He's even smarter than Dr. Jiro, but he doesn't know about the aliens and stuff. That's number one. And number two, he was sounding super smart. He could instantly tell their intentions of what they were trying to do from the get go. But yeah, that's like that false pretense that Boma is like an evil person and organization, and they're trying to take over the world. So we need you to make androids to combat them. And since this movie is called Superhero, he likes superheroes and he wants to make superheroes. That's why Android 18, I mean not 18, sorry, Gamma 2 acts like a superhero all the time, and even Gamma 1 is somewhat like that's his whole aesthetic being a superhero. That's why it's called a superhero. And I'm like, what? Okay, he even mentioned himself that he can somewhat see that Red Ribbon was actually not being totally honest with him about the good intentions that they had, because he even saw that when they were driving in the car. Remember when they were driving in the car and that black lady, Janet, that's the preschool teacher for Pan. Remember they almost ran her off the road, and he saw that, and there he was like, "Yeah, sure, you guys are good." Like, yeah, you can even tell they're bad. Even at the end of the movie, he was like, "Yeah, I can. I already kind of told." But not told. I already could kind of tell that these guys were kind of bad guys. I kind of needed their money for my research and stuff. But still, you didn't want to do any more like information digging into Boma's group. Because whenever Gohan and Piccolo came here to fight, he was like, "What?" Even the gamers were like, "What?" And even him was like, "What? Oh, what that evil? Oh my goodness! What? There's no way!" Like they were acting really surprised about that. You were like you could instantly tell they were kind of shady, so you didn't want to do any more information into looking into Gohan's group. I know you were like, "Oh yeah, I could tell they were evil," so you just need the money. Okay, you got the money to make them, but then you didn't have to kill. You get what I'm saying? Like, you look more into their group to see if they're evil or not. I did like that scene though. Whenever Gamma One was fighting Gohan, whenever he went to a full potential, or no, what's that? Sorry, potential unleashed. Sorry, I said full potential. Whenever he went to a potential unleashed, and Gohan was like, "What evil organization are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, you guys, of course." And he shot that giant like beam attack out of his gun, and Gohan deflected it easily. He goes, "What? Are you insane?" Like, he was so upset. I mean, yeah, niggas kidnapped his daughter. I'd be upset too. Kidnapped my little kid, but still, it was just funny. It was cool and really funny when he deflected it. He just started spazzing. Are you insane? Like the just deflected it. Besides from making the first two gammas, Gamma One and Gamma Two, he also made Cellmax to be like the ultimate, like ultimate android in the world. He also said he wanted to make that too, the ultimate android in the world, Cellmax. I didn't like see this specifically, but I did hear that in some theaters they gave out these pamphlets for a superhero. They do that sometimes. They did that with I gotta grab. It's off to the side. I gotta go grab it. But they did that with My Hero, World's Hero Missing. Let me go grab the little pamphlet thingy that I had. Let me pause the video really quickly while I grab it. Okay, I'm back. I found it. Almost didn't find it for a second, but yeah, they came out with like a little pamphlet thingy. Like, well, this isn't a pamphlet. This is actually like a big old book going over all the characters and stuff and World's Heroes Missing. But they had something like that for superhero, and I think it said that if Cell Max would have went perfect Cell Max, that it could even rival Broly. I was like, okay, let's settle down. I mean, even I was thinking this too, and on Tekken 101 said this too in his review of superhero. They were like, yeah, that's probably just something they said just to hype it up. I doubt that's actually a real thing that could happen. I still don't understand just getting the battle data makes you that stronger. Because the same thing happened with Cell and the same thing happened with Cell Max. And I don't understand that to where just because you have the battle data to see what Goku moves are, Vegeta moves are, and stuff, how does that make you automatically stronger to withstand everybody? You get what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. My friends kept telling me, "Oh, you just don't understand, Captain Yi, this and that." I'm like, this sounds stupid. This sounds so ridiculous. How are you that strong just because you got the battle data? Like that makes your muscles stronger and bigger now? Like what? That was so ridiculous. I was so upset. That was so ridiculous to me. So, besides from that, I do like how whenever Piccolo does, after he's done training Pan, and Pan was really cute in this movie. I did like her a lot. And whenever she was like, training with Piccolo, Piccolo slammed into that rock, but she was okay, and she really wanted to fly. And at the end of the movie, she was able to finally fly. Krillin can fly. When Krillin was yelling at her, Pan, you have to fly. I said, what the heck is he doing? Can't he fly? Because he was holding Bulma flying. Like, why didn't you fly over, grab Bulma, and grab her too? Like, what are you doing? But she's finally able to fly. Like, I understand what they were trying to do. Like, it's a big moment. She's finally able to fly. Because in the beginning of the movie, he was like, Piccolo was like, you don't even know how to fly yet. You need to understand the basics so I can teach you more stuff. So I do understand what they were trying to do. It's supposed to be a big moment for that. But still, like, what is happening? Can't you fly, Krillin? Grab her. But she's really cute in this movie, man. Whenever she was like just talking to Piccolo, hanging out with him, whenever she had to pretend to be scared, and she wanted to grab some cookies but couldn't let it. I thought it was really funny too. Whenever Piccolo was like explaining the whole thing that's going on with him and Gohan, she said, "Hey, Piccolo, that's an illegal parking spot." He goes, "Yeah, I know. Let's hurry up and get out of here." Like Piccolo and Pan, I like them, man. That seems really cute, man. And her little dynamic with Piccolo is really funny. Then what was about to make sense? Well, actually, before I continue talking about the Piccolo stuff, whenever, and I'll just go ahead and finish what I was saying. Whenever he was like, sneaking around the Red Ribbon Army, getting the information that he needed, running away, I did like that a lot. Like changing his clothes, and so he doesn't be found out. Standing in the room, like he listening to everything. It was kind of funny too, because part of me was like, Piccolo, you got to be quiet, man. Like whenever they were going over all the information about Cell Max and the gammas and stuff, he was like, talking aloud. But I can understand him being nervous, obviously. Like whenever Magenta was like, we have Cell Max downstairs, he goes, "What?" Cellmax, and all the guards are looking at him. He goes, like, sorry. Or the excuse he had that he had to go use the bathroom. He had stomach problems, and the dude he went to go kidnap Pan. He said, "Hey, I talked to number 72. He told me about your little issue. We're gonna get to a bathroom real soon." I thought that was hilarious. I like how, him and Gohan been together for so long. That's like basically his uncle. He knows Gohan. When he went to go, well, when he went to go talk to Gohan at first, he scratches the window because he knows he doesn't answer the door. He had to say that to the dude when they had to kidnap him. He feels really worried for Gohan since he hasn't fought in a long time. He wants his skills to be home just in case something does happen, like this movie. It was kind of a cool scene whenever he throws a punch at Gohan and Gohan blocks it. He goes, "Come on now. You don't think I got soft?" And then he just gut punches him. See? See you getting soft. Like that. That was hilarious. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the scene too. I love the scene it's the after credit scene. Remember when Gohan saw the video of Pan being kidnapped? Obviously, he got super mad and he went Super Saiyan and he caused the gigantic crater to open up underneath him. And then in the after credit scene, you see Videl coming back home. I forgot they're like super rich. I completely forgot about that. Whenever Piccolo went to Gohan's house, I was like, yo, what? Like, look at that. I forgot they were super rich. When the after credits scene wasn't that an after credits scene? You can see like a few little images during the credits, but you see Vendale coming back home and she sees the gigantic crater and part of the house kind of fell into the crater whenever they left. And she's like, the heck? She's like super surprised. That's funny. That's really funny to me. I like that a lot. But okay, let me get back into what I was saying before. So I'm gonna get more into the movie, like with the gamers and stuff. But actually, no. I mean, I'm gonna say this specifically before I get into the Goku and Vegeta stuff, because that was like a little section in the movie just to see what they were doing on not Planet Vegeta, that got blown up. Planet Beerus. Is that what the name of it? Does Beerus Planet have a name? I guess I'll just call it Planet Beerus. I don't really know what to call it, but yeah, Planet Beerus. I remember I thought it was a really cool detail that whenever Gamer 2 was fighting Piccolo, you saw like those comic book like words and sound effects pop up behind him, like boom, bang, wham. You saw that pop up behind him. So at first, when that was happening, I just assumed that this whole aesthetic in the movie is called superhero. They just have like the superhero aesthetics. It's like it's whatever. But no, you actually hear Piccolo go, "What the heck? Why can't I see his sound effects?" Like he even says that. And then whenever he follows Gamer 2 back to the Red Ribbon Army, we specifically see him using the sound effects in front of Gamer 1. And we see like a hologram pop up behind him. So it's a hologram. I like how they brought that in. I thought that was really funny when that happened. Another really scene I love. I love callbacks in movies. The callback in this movie whenever Piccolo survived that attack that Gamer 2 did on him. And Gamer 1 was like, "Come on, you didn't make sure to confirm? Like, what is your problem?" And then whenever Gamer 2 like, "Hey, Dr. Hito's still alive." He goes, "What? Check your life signatures." Oh my goodness, I didn't even think to. Come on, you didn't think to confirm? Like, I love little callbacks like that in any type of movie. I just love little callbacks and like that. Let me get back to what I was saying with the Goku section. So they said before that hey, we need Goku and Vegeta here. This could get really ugly. The Cellmax thing is released. No, Goku and Vegeta on planet Beerus training with Whis. I love the scene with Vegeta though. Whenever they're training, whenever he said that, well, I do understand. 'Cause Goku was getting mad at him laying down, well, not laying down, but meditating. He goes, "Come on, that's not gonna get you any buffer. That's not gonna get you any stronger." And he goes, "No, I understand that there's threats out there like Jiren and Broly's and stuff like that." And Broly was like, "Me? What I do? I didn't do anything." He goes, "I understand that, but with someone like Jiren, physically." He wasn't that much different between me and you. Technically, he was about the same strength as us, but the only difference was how he attacked when he specifically precisely uses attacks in a specific way, well, not a specific way, but precisely. So he had exact spot where he wanted to land. And as soon as the moment he was about to strike, he put all his energy into that one strike as soon as he was about to hit you. That's how devastating his blows were. And like physically, he was about the same as us, but he knew how to attack, the calmness of his attacks and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that explanation. And Whis was like, "Yes, thank you, Vegeta. That is amazing. That's precisely what you guys need to train on. It's not all about muscles. I mean, it did take you guys a while to figure that out." Because Vegeta was feeling all high and mighty. He was like, "Yeah, I know. I figured it out." He goes, "Yeah, it took you a while, but yeah, it's still good. It was still good. You got it eventually. You got it eventually." Well, I did like that with the training up there. The training just specifically to, just train to get stronger, but to also training with Broly so he can understand how to fight without having to go berserk. He got a temper to him whenever something it doesn't go, well, not when something doesn't go his way, like he took his food or something, but Broly got a little bit of a temper to him. Whenever he gets that temper going up, he just loses all control. They're trying to teach him how to fight without losing control and going crazy. So he has to set out the max whenever it's a 1v1 between Vegeta and Goku with no Super Saiyan transformations, no Ki Blast. Well, I didn't, yeah, no Ki Blast, nothing, just pure on martial arts. And during the fight, Vegeta's doing the whole staying calm, using my precise attacks on Goku, and it's working. But Goku, he has some techniques to him too, so he's starting to get around it and starting to punch him too. I did like that. Even Brios does bring up that, yeah, Vegeta's fighting very differently, but it's not going to be enough to get around Goku. One thing that irked me about the movie, oh, this irked me so bad. So I remember there was a leak about the movie. Now I looked at the leak because I was somewhat excited for this movie, but like I said before, I'm not like, oh, I got to see this day one. So I was like, okay, I was okay with seeing a leak about this movie. If it was a One Piece or My Hero movie, I'm not seeing no leaks. But I'm like, it's a leak about the movies, whatever. So the leak said that I'm paraphrasing. Now I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember where I saw this. I'm paraphrasing, but the leak said something to the lines of Beerus wanted to see Broly's full potential, or Beerus wanted to see Broly train, or wanted to fight Broly, something like that. Like he wanted either to fight him, or he wanted to see Broly fight, or he wanted to see his full potential. But Broly didn't want to fight at the time for whatever reason. He just wanted to chill. And so, in order to get him to fight, he made Broly mad by flirting with Chilai. He specifically flirted with Chilai to get him mad. And I was like, oh, what? No way. Because, if you don't know, I'm a Broly X Chilai guy. They clearly were hinting at that in the Super Broly movie. I like Broly and Chilai together. And so I was like, oh, what? He's getting Broly mad just to fight him because he's flirting with Chilai? Okay. Now, only that doesn't happen. In the movie, he just kind of has a crush on Chilai, so he starts to grin at her. Now, you could tell Chilai doesn't like this guy. Every time he grins at her or gets close to her, she backs up. She doesn't like Beerus at all. And I was like, oh, why did they even hint to Beerus liking him? Now, people are gonna be weird. And people were weird already. With Xenoverse 3, someone made a fake leak about having a child of Beerus and Chilai. And she had a kid. Yeah, they made that fake leak where it showed the child of Chilai and Beerus. And it had like a description saying like, oh, they had 100 kids. I'm like, what? That makes no sense. People were eating that up. There was also like this fake image where it showed, I think like the clothes of Chila and Beerus on the floor. I'm like, what's going on? I said that's disgusting. And like Beerus touching Chila is just disgusting to me. He's an animal. I know he's not a regular animal. I know he's like an anthropomorphic god of destruction. I understand that, but still, it's like no. I'm Broly ex Chila. That was ridiculous. It was kind of funny though because whenever Beerus does see Broly, he starts freaking out like crazy. And I thought that was really funny. My friends that are big Dragon Ball guys got a little mad. They're like, no, Captain Yi. I like Broly. He's my favorite character. Super Broly. Not old Broly. I like Super Broly. He was like, no, Captain Yi. Uh, Broly can't beat or even contend with Beerus. He was just getting upset and scared because he doesn't want Broly to destroy his planet. He can take care of him easily. And in my mind, I even said out loud, if he can take care of Broly easily, what is he spazzing about? You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, I understand that wanting his planet destroyed, but if Broly starts wilding out, he can just take care of him easily, right? So I mean, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? It's whatever. Oh, Beerus made that like bubble around him so he doesn't get wet and Chilai and we brought that up. He's like, shut up, man. Like that was kind of funny seeing him mad with a crush. But yeah, Beerus, just stay over there, man. She's good. She got Broly, man. Just stay over there. I hated that. But I remember when I saw that leak, I was like, oh, I gotta see this scene. When I watched it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's not exactly the context based off the leak. But okay, I guess it's whatever. I guess it's whatever. But I don't know why they put that in there, man. That was ridiculous. And at the end of the movie, in the after credit scene, you do see Vegeta is able to beat Goku. It's kind of funny too, because that's even brought up in the manga. I don't read the manga for Super, but I was like watching videos explaining the moral arc that's about to get animated. The arc that happens after that, I watched videos breaking that down. Well, not fully. I haven't watched episodes. I haven't watched manga reviews breaking down that whole arc with the arc that happens after Moro. But I did watch the episode. I keep saying episode. I did watch a video breaking down all of the all of the moral stuff that's about to happen. So I did watch that. But I thought that was pretty cool. But what was my point? I forgot my point. I had a point to saying that. I didn't watch that. I know Broly. I know Kila, Beerus. I forget. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I forget. I forget the point I was gonna bring up. I know people kind of put together Piccolo and what's his name? Oh no, no, yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Now I remember what I was gonna say. What was I about to say? The oh, the manga. In the after credit scene, like I said, Vegeta beats Goku in the fight where they can't go Super Saiyan transformations or anything. Now, in the manga, I know they brought that back as a little joke, to where Vegeta says something like somebody. It was a conversation. Somebody says something, and he was like, "Yeah, just like the time I beat Kakarot," and he smiles. And Goku was like, "That's just the highlight of your life, man. Like, you're just gonna keep bringing that up, like bringing up the Super movie." I thought that was funny. I almost forgot. I nearly forgot I was gonna say that. I was really holding my head. I was like, "What was I gonna say again?" I completely forget, man. I don't know. But yeah, that was really funny. I thought that was hilarious. I know people put together Janet and Piccolo, which I wouldn't mind. They seem like they know each other pretty well. I'm pretty sure he does pick her up every now and again. It's funny how Piccolo holds his phone because he holds. Where's my phone at? He holds his he holds his phone like this. And like whenever he was FaceTiming, he was that's how he was holding his phone. I thought that was hilarious, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? He kept FaceTiming Bulma and Videl. And Videl was like, I'll buy you more of the little cute things you like. I don't like toys, so whatever. It's like, he just that was hilarious to see him talk on the phone and stuff. That one inside of Bulma, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever she was like trying to find a communicator, I'm like, okay, y'all know what y'all are doing. That's funny. That was hilarious. I'm like, y'all do exactly what y'all are doing. Y'all ain't slick. Y'all ain't slick. And she uses the Dragon Balls all the time just to make her skin look younger and to get like a tighter butt and stuff. That is hilarious. Like Piccolo was like, "What are you doing?" And Sinron, whenever he came out, I was surprised that they can upgrade Shinron. Like they can do that? That sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, apparently you can do that. Shinron goes, "I'm the mighty Shinron. Grant you." Oh, hey Piccolo, what's up, man? Very cracking. I'm like, yeah, they call him all the time. They're like, "Oh, Piccolo, what's up, man? How you doing? Like, you want 5 wishes?" I can do it. You can definitely do that, man. Don't you worry. You can do it. I can definitely do that for you. You can definitely do that. Silver was hilarious. That was funny whenever he came out. And with that, I think that's everything with superhero. I guess a few more things I do want to mention is I do like how whenever they were fighting Gamma 1 and 2 and Piccolo went Orange Piccolo, he just wrecked him, boy. He wrecked him whenever he punched him and his face dented. Gamma 2 started to like break down whenever Piccolo was trying to explain to him that you're working for the bad guys. He goes, "No, no, no." He goes, "Maybe you got the wrong orders. Maybe you just tricked." He goes, "Well, I'm supposed to follow orders. That's what I was made to do. I'm made to follow orders. I can't do anything else." I did like that line. And whenever, they were trying to explain to them that, real superheroes wouldn't kidnap little girls, that wasn't my idea. I have to follow orders. I did like that was going on during the fight. Whenever Gamma One wanted to go fight Gohan, I love whenever he started like, the classic anime thing or even real fighting, you go like that. Whenever he did that, you hear the cling cling of the metal. Okay, that's pretty cool. I did like that. That was pretty cool. He like, I got 82% left. Whoa, really? Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm about 50%. That boy was he was going through it. But with that happening, I remember let's see what else in the Gohan fight. I already mentioned whenever he slammed down and made the shock wave and it stopped raining. I thought that was cool. Like, come on. That was really dope. Yeah, I don't know. Even besides from the clinking. Yeah, even besides from not the clinking. Besides from whenever he like made his hand punch his other hand, you specifically saw when the fusion of Gotenks and Trunks, I was so upset that he went to fat form because they messed it up. That at the end of the movie they did it again, and then I was like, you got to be kidding me! They do the fusion again, but then when they do it, it's perfect, but we don't get to see what it looks like. Oh, I was so upset. I really wanted to see what it kind of looked like. I was so mad when that happened. That's number one. Number two, I like the scene to wherever Bulma was not arguing, but she kept making fun of Krillin because he didn't want to go in the fight against Cellmax. But eventually, when he was like, "Oh no, they're getting pummeled. I have to go out and actually help," she was like, "Be careful, be careful." Like she actually really nervous. I did like that. Remember that? But when every time Gohan hit him, you heard like the dings. So that was pretty cool. Whenever Piccolo went to like his like lighter green form to fight Gamma Two, whenever they were like fighting on that falling platform, come on, that was dope. That was super dope. I think one of my friends told me that Gamma One and Gamma Two are comparable to Super Saiyan Blue, which I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. I didn't read anything like that. But if they are comparable to Super Saiyan Blue, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. If they're comparable, they're like, geez, man, that is ridiculous. Comparable to Super Saiyan 2, that is crazy. That is so crazy. Then whenever everyone was fighting Gamma, I mean not Gamma was so Max, I thought it was also kind of funny too that whenever he started going crazy, one by one, everybody's like, you know what, I guess I'll fight. I'll fight too. It looks like fun. Come on, go 10. Yeah, let's do it. 18. Yeah, let's get it, baby. Ah, like, pump it out. I'll fight too. Cause I'll stay back and protect Boma. I'll stay back. I'm not fighting that thing. You see that? I'm not fighting Cellmax. Are you kidding me? That's almost ridiculous. Just a walk-in hitbox. Just a walk-in hitbox. I was wondering why his head was the weak point. No, I just now it's my head canon. I don't know if they came out and said specifically in like the wiki or the creator or anything. But Toriyama, I know the creator. I know that the Toriyama. But I don't know if they ever came out and said why they made his head the weak point. But I just always assume it was because of regular cell. I know it's like that classic pose he does whenever he taps his forehead. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's why, like a little callback. That's why he taps his head. Or maybe that was a weak point on regular cell too, but nobody knew that. And on Cell Max, this is the weak point. Is that true that like a weak point on regular cell? I don't know. But he was, I'm talking about the tapping the head. I'm gonna poke my eye out. I almost poked my eye. Jeez, but yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was kind of cool and interesting. Why? And when everybody else was helping out to fight Cellmax, nothing too crazy happened, but I did like, all the teamwork they were doing. I did like that one scene whenever Cellmax nearly grabs Android 18 and Krillin has to do a destructo disc. Gamma 2, like, exploding himself in order to take out an arm. Well, he was trying to take out the head, but, it was only able to take out an arm. That looked beautiful. Him screaming, his eyes glowing and everything. That looked crazy. That looked so crazy. That was beautiful, man. I actually thought I was gonna be able to get it, but no, it just took out an arm. Your arm. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Killing me. You gotta be kidding me. And then whenever Piccolo was holding back Cell Max so Gohan could charge up some sort of attack, he was getting the brakes beat off him. He was able to get a good hit in every now and again, but man, he was getting pummeled. My goodness, he was getting pummeled. I felt bad for him. I feel so bad for Piccolo. I know that junk had to hurt. And then whenever he grabbed him and he did that roar, I was like, geez, that looked crazy. I was really surprised whenever Gohan did the special beam cannon. I thought that was a technique only specifically for Piccolo. I didn't know that other beings could do it. 'Cause I only ever see Piccolo do special beam cannon. So whenever he says special, cause, no, but when he started to do the hand movements like this, I said, what is he doing? Like, I was like, what in the? It even a special beat? What? I was like, what? I did not know other gamers, I mean, other people could do that. That was kind of cool. That was so cool whenever that happened. There was also something else that kind of surprised me. That Piccolo getting big. It was something else. I forgot it. I forget what else surprised me, honestly. But yeah, the Cell Max. Oh no, yeah. Whenever Cell Max started to use his wings on his back, that surprised me too. I didn't know those could actually move though. I thought those were just like Cell had them, so I guess he has them too. I didn't know those were actual things that can like flap to fly. I mean, he can regularly fly, but they were like flapping like crazy like a bug. That was cool. That was really cool. I do like that. Now with that, I think that might be everything with superhero. I do kind of want to show some of the fighting that was happening with excuse me. I do want to show some of the fighting that was happening with Gamma 1 and 2 with Piccolo and Gohan. Because those fights were going kind of crazy, especially whenever Gohan like first came down to fight. That was so cool, man. Like I said, making the rain stop with the shockwave. Come on, like you can't tell me that wasn't dope. Oh, that was nasty. I love that so much. Oh, am I getting a phone call? No, I thought I was getting a phone call. I love whenever Shinron came out of nowhere, and he's the one that specifically like makes the ring on Piccolo's back, like that logo. That was cool. That was so cool. Look, I'm gonna show this one cool scene of Piccolo fighting Cellmax. I'm gonna pause it and try to find another scene of them fighting the Gammas, and then we'll be done talking about superhero. But yeah, here's a scene I specifically like whenever he smacks him in the face like that. That was cool. It was so cool to me. I love that. Yeah, wide open. Oh, that all you got? Okay, this isn't a scene of them fighting the Gammas, but I do just want to show Goten because look at Goten. He's a teenager. I was like, what? Is that him? That surprised me so much, man. I was like, what? That is crazy. Look at Goten. He's a teenager. This is crazy. I only ever seen him as a kid. That was so wild. But okay, now let me go back to seeing the Gammas. Sorry about that. I just wanted to show that really quickly. Where's the pause button? Okay, I'm back. I did want to mention this one thing. Whenever Gohan went Super Saiyan, I remember Piccolo looked at the screen. He said, "Yes, Gohan is back," and he even wanted Gohan to like finally come back to his fighting instincts and everything in the movie because he hasn't fought in a long time. I wonder if that was a thing specifically for the viewers. 'Cause I know I heard from some of my friends and other people online too that they were kind of upset with the way Gohan was going because he wasn't really a fighter. He fought when he needs to, but he's not really a fighter. He likes to study and stuff. And we saw that he's studying. He's studying these ants that can like go Super Saiyan. Not like actual Super Saiyan, but they can like turn yellow. That looks like Super Saiyan, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, that was like, okay. That's kind of cool. Like, 'cause, he's not really a big fighter. And I heard complaints like, we want to see Gohan fight. We want to see him do this and that. We want to see him do some really cool stuff. And so saying Gohan is back, I bet that was like a thing for specifically the viewers. I did also find it kind of funny. Not funny, but I saw some also people say that they didn't like this movie in some aspects too, specifically because of the way they, not the way they did something, but the reason why Piccolo got his new upgrade, Orange Piccolo slash the light skin Piccolo form that he has with that, and with Gohan with Beast Gohan. I saw some people saying that it was unearned and they didn't really train or go through anything crazy for it because Piccolo, he just kind of wished the scene were on for this to happen. I mean, obviously he put in a little extra too. He didn't really ask for the Orange Piccolo. The potential unleashed was specifically the lighter green. It wasn't the Orange Piccolo. But I guess they just kind of get it. I mean, but even still, I do understand the complaints. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but it is kind of nice that just because they got these new transformations doesn't mean they were able to win easy peasy lemon squeezy. Even okay, well with Orange Piccolo, he kind of won out a game or two. I mean, that's true. But with the other Piccolo, not the other Piccolo, sorry, I'm stuttering on words for a second. I'm sorry. But with Beast Gohan, he was able to easily, beat Cellmax. With the another Piccolo, with another Piccolo, with Light Skin Piccolo, he still had to contend. Sorry, I was stuttering on words there. He still had to contend pretty well with Gohan. Sorry, with Gamma 2. They were like contending like crazy. Oh, okay. It's a tiny little fight sequence, but I like this little fight between Gamma 1 and Gohan whenever they were like fighting in the background. I thought that looked really cool. I thought that was pretty dope to me. I liked it a lot. But yeah, they still had to contend and stuff. It's sort of like the same thing with. I know this is like completely different. This is completely different, but it's kind of like Gear 5. I was thinking, if he does get a new transformation, I wouldn't mind it being, something to where he doesn't one shot Kaido, but he still has to put up a good fight against Kaido, even with a new transformation. I know it's completely different, but I'm just saying, even with Gear 5, he still had to contend with Kaido. Now, when he first turned Gear 5, he was getting a lot of good hits in. He was kind of not dog Kaido, but Kaido couldn't really do anything until Kaido got back up and they were contending. Same thing with the lighter skin. Is the actual name? Is it? Please tell me this actual name for this form for Piccolo. I just call it lighter green Piccolo. I don't know if it has like an actual name or anything like that. Here's another really cool scene of Gohan fighting Gamma One. Gamma One couldn't really do nothing in this instance, but it's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty. I do like that. And with that, now I think we're done. I think that's just about everything that we needed. I do really want to show that one scene where Gohan first lands. And I was really surprised that he has to wear glasses. I thought he just wears glasses somewhat just to wear them. I didn't think he actually needed them. But in this movie, whenever they throw him the sensu bean, he is like, I can't see nothing without my glasses. And he like even misses the sensu bean and it drops in the hole. I was like, what? Really? Okay, that's surprising. Even they do mention this. They were like, huh, I guess whenever you go Super Saiyan, your eyesight fixes itself, like you can see regularly, but outside of Super Saiyan, like base form, you need your glasses. I didn't really think about that. But I was like, what? Goku doesn't have glasses? Does he really need glasses? Really? I'm kind of surprised. Not even well, Chi-Chi, yeah, I was like, what's the mom name again? Not even Chi-Chi needs glasses. But I mean, anything can happen, two glasses, people can make someone that don't need glasses. It's like my oldest sister. No, not my oldest, my second oldest. She doesn't need glasses. I do. My second oldest sister, she doesn't need glasses at all. She had perfect, I mean, perfect vision. I do find that one scene really cute. Whenever Pan knocks out that guy and Piccolo walks up on her, he's like, "Yeah, this is a safety precaution, Miss Janet, and nothing too crazy." And, and Pan was like crawling around the dude to make sure he was knocked out, like jumping on his shoe, poking him. And after like, okay, he's knocked out, but to go grab Piccolo. I thought that was cute. That was really cute. That was really funny. I did like that scene a lot. Actually, I guess I saw Miss Janet. I was like, I talk about her a lot, and like I said before, I wouldn't mind her and Piccolo being together. Here's Miss Janet right here. Whenever they were flying away in the aircraft. And I don't think Piccolo has his license either in like actual lore. And so it was kind of cool how they brought that up here too. Like, yeah, I don't got my license, so driving this thing is kind of hard. This Joker rammed right through a billboard. He rammed right through a billboard. That was hilarious. I was like, what is he doing? What? He wasn't paying attention at all. I was like, what? That was hilarious. Okay, here's Miss Janet. I'm trying to find a good shot of Miss Janice. Here we go. Oh, Janet, Janice, it's whatever. So I guess that's everything I have to say with Dragon Ball Superhero. I guess I'll end it off on a shot that has everybody inside of it, and then we'll be done. Okay, this isn't the shot I want to end on. This isn't the shot I want to end on, but I gotta show Chile. I think I saw it at the very beginning, but I gotta show Chile. I know. This is Beer's perspective, but still, Beer's Chile. No, 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 no. Chile Broly. Yes, there we go. Oh, before I end the video, there's one last thing I want to say. Now, I was following the news cycle for this movie somewhat. I was just seeing mainly the trailers, and sometimes I'll see a different poster here and there, but I wasn't really following the news cycle that heavily. But I remember something that happened in the news cycle was my friend specifically said that there was a thing that said that an old villain will return. I don't know if that's like an official promotion or a leak or something, but he said an old villain will return, and it showed that giant capsule thing that Cellmax was in. And he assumed that it was going to be Raditz. I was like, Raditz? Now, I don't know if I did follow the news cycle that heavily to see that. The first thought, I probably wouldn't have thought Raditz. I doubt I would have thought Raditz whenever I saw that. But yeah, he was like, I thought it was going to be Raditz coming back. That would have been amazing. That would have been so cool. I'm like, I guess, Raditz is somewhat of a popular villain. I mean, honestly, I don't really hear too many people talk about Raditz besides from him. But he thought it was gonna be Raditz that would come back. I'm like, huh. I like this little picture of like Gohan's wedding. That was cute. That was really cute. That him at his wedding day, Goku got his arm around him like, hey, my boy. I'm like, it's a cute little picture right here. I like this picture. But yeah, he thought it was gonna be Radix. That would have been kind of funny if it was Radix, but I was like, when they have to. Oh, wait, if they're androids, wouldn't that mean they have to have a human body? Because isn't an android, human and robot? So who got I wonder what body it is. Now I remember they did say that he stole some bodies from the morgue in order to make those three those three random people to like work at the convenience store. But still, I wonder if would you ever find that out? Man, that's 50-50. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if we ever do figure that out. It was really cute too that whenever Pan was trying to fly for the first time to show Piccolo that she's ready, she like was doing the wrong stance. She goes, "Oh, let me get the stance right really quickly." She like moved to the side. I thought that was funny. I did like that a little bit. There's this one shot of her. She's like giving water to Piccolo. I didn't know Piccolo lives off water. I didn't know that. Because when Vendel was like, I'll bring you some water, or I'll bring you some food, he was like, I live off water. I was like, oh, really? I did not know that. That really surprises me. I don't know everything. I don't know everything. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now let me try to find a shout everybody in it so I can like end the video. Sorry, I've just been rambling. I don't know the next time I'm gonna talk about superheroes, so I'm just trying to make sure I get everything I can. But okay, now that should be about everything. I do kind of want to show that one shot of Bulma being the evil mastermind, apparently, that they were telling them about. Look at this. Bulma, her evil corporation. Just got Vegeta in the background. Like, yeah, we're evil. Raw, we're evil. I guess I saw a little bit of the fight scene of Goku versus Vegeta. 'Cause that was nagging me in the back of my head. I was like, I didn't saw the fight scene between Goku and Vegeta. I guess so. I guess I'll be. It's not a bad fight. It's a really cool fight. Whenever he suplexes Vegeta in the water, I said, yo, that was crazy. That was such a crazy move where he suplexed them. I'm like, geez Louise. Whenever Goku broke that tree Vegeta was standing on when the fight first started, I thought it was the gigantic tree in the background. You know the gigantic tree that we always see on Planet Beerus. I thought it was that tree for a split second. I was like, "What? He broke that?" And Beerus isn't gonna get mad or anything. But no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It's funny too that Shenron makes a mirror so Piccolo can see his new like transformation now that he got the little buff that he got when when he made the wish. I was like, okay, like, look at yourself. You looking fly. You know, I guess so. It was also funny too whenever Android 18 was fighting and Gamma 1 when over Krillin when she got super mad at Krillin was trying to take him away. He was like, "Hey, stop that!" They were fighting in the back. I saw that at the beginning of the video, but that was really funny. Then I thought she was gonna have some beef with them because she goes, "Oh, so these are the new androids?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I can see." She sounded kind of mad when she said that. I'm like, "Oh, snap." Okay, I guess they're about to squabble or something. Like, or is she gonna get mad that they're making new androids? No, nothing like that happened. Nothing. But okay, I was like, okay, that's whatever. Okay, so that should be it. I'm trying to find a good scene to end it on. I can't find anything. Is this a good scene? It was funny whenever Android 18 booty bumped Krillin, so he'll stop talking whenever they were talking to Dr. Hito. It was really sweet that Pan kept tapping Gohan's head whenever Piccolo was talking to him. And I wonder why she was getting so mad whenever he actually joined Capsule Corp. Android 18 so that spazzing. I'm like, what's the problem? I mean, I guess he works there. I guess he doesn't want him to work there. I don't know. I don't know why she was getting so mad. I didn't even think about it, but Krillin is a cop. He goes, whoa, 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 don't turn yourself in. We do not want you back at the prison. That was funny. But I guess I ended on this with Pan, Gohan, and Piccolo, the main three characters right here. So like, share, and subscribe. Hope you all have a good, wonderful day. I hope have a God bless day too. See ya. Bye bye.